Cultivating wisdom in education. 1. Understanding wisdom. Concept. Wisdom is described as a balanced approach to interactions with nature, people, and the world around us. It involves blending heart energy and mind energy to create harmony and peace in any situation. Wisdom is not passive, but an active, peaceful energy that integrates knowledge and emotional understanding to navigate complex situations. Integration into education. Schools can introduce the concept of wisdom through interdisciplinary studies that combine emotional intelligence with critical thinking. Lessons could focus on how wisdom requires both intellectual and emotional engagement, and students can explore how different cultures and philosophies define and apply wisdom in daily life. 2. Expanding wisdom. Concept. Expanding wisdom involves unraveling the complexities within oneself, such as thoughts and emotions, to develop a deeper understanding of the world. It requires questioning one's own reactions and perceptions and allowing answers to emerge from a higher level of understanding rather than relying solely on accumulated knowledge. Integration into education. Educators can encourage students to expand their wisdom by engaging in reflective practices such as journaling, meditation, or group discussions where they explore their reactions to various situations. This approach helps students develop self-awareness and critical thinking skills, allowing them to understand the deeper layers of their thoughts and emotions. 3. Engaging with wisdom. Concept. Engaging with wisdom means applying it to interactions with people and situations. Wisdom involves focusing on the task at hand rather than getting caught up in ego-driven conflicts. It also requires being present, listening fully to others, and using intuition and experience to make informed decisions. Integration into education. Schools can create opportunities for students to engage with wisdom by involving them in collaborative projects that require teamwork, active listening, and problem-solving. Role-playing exercises and debates can also be used to help students practice applying wisdom in various scenarios, learning to balance objectivity with empathy. 4. Regenerating wisdom. Concept. Regenerating wisdom involves quieting the mind and stepping back from constant mental activity to allow higher understanding to emerge. This process is essential before one can create new levels of wisdom and involves creating space for new insights by temporarily emptying the mind of preconceived notions. Integration into education. Schools can incorporate quiet reflection periods or mindfulness sessions into the daily routine, allowing students to take a step back from their busy minds and focus on their inner wisdom. These practices can help students develop the ability to pause, reflect, and access deeper insights, which is crucial for making wise decisions. 5. Creating wisdom. Concept. Creating wisdom is the process of applying higher understanding in daily life. It involves taking the insights gained through reflection and regeneration and using them to navigate relationships, situations, and challenges in a more integrated and heart-centered way. Integration into education. Educators can guide students in creating wisdom by encouraging them to set personal goals that align with their values and to reflect on how their decisions impact themselves and others. Projects that require long-term planning and ethical decision-making can help students practice applying wisdom in practical, real-world contexts. Number 6. Practical application of wisdom. Concept. Wisdom should be applied in a way that makes sense to the individual, avoiding rigid structures that stifle creativity and inspiration. It involves making thoughtful decisions that are informed by both intellectual and emotional intelligence, without being driven by ego or fear. Integration into education. Schools can teach students to apply wisdom in their daily lives through decision-making exercises that emphasize the importance of considering both logical outcomes and emotional impacts. Case studies and ethical dilemmas can be used to help students practice making balanced, wise choices in a variety of scenarios. 7. Reflecting on wisdom. Concept. Reflecting on wisdom involves looking back on one's actions and decisions to assess whether they were made from a place of understanding and balance. It is an ongoing process that helps individuals continue to grow and refine their approach to life. Integration into education. Schools can integrate regular reflection sessions into the curriculum, where students review their actions and decisions, discuss what they learned, and consider how they can apply wisdom more effectively in the future. This practice helps students develop a continuous learning mindset and encourages personal growth. By implementing these practices in schools, educators can cultivate a deep sense of wisdom in students, enabling them to approach life with a balanced, thoughtful perspective. This not only enhances their academic and social skills, but also prepares them to navigate the complexities of the world with integrity and insight. Practical implementation of cultivating wisdom in education. 1. Understanding wisdom. Example 1. Interdisciplinary wisdom projects. Students work on projects that explore the concept of wisdom across different subjects, such as science, literature, and history. For example, they might examine how historical figures applied wisdom in their leadership, or how scientific discoveries often required both intellectual insight and emotional perseverance. Advantages. This approach helps students understand that wisdom is not confined to one area of life, but is a universal principle that can be applied across disciplines. It encourages them to see connections between different fields of study and to appreciate the role of wisdom in achieving success and making ethical decisions. Example 2. Wisdom in literature. In literature classes, students analyze characters from novels or plays to understand how they demonstrate wisdom or lack thereof. Discussions could focus on the consequences of the characters' decisions and what they can teach us about the nature of wisdom. Advantages. This helps students develop a nuanced understanding of wisdom by seeing it in action through the lens of storytelling. It also encourages critical thinking, as students assess the outcomes of different decisions and consider what they would have done in similar situations. 2. Expanding wisdom. Example 1. Unraveling personal beliefs exercises. Students participate in exercises where they identify and analyze their personal beliefs and biases. They are encouraged to explore where these beliefs come from, how they influence their thinking, and whether they should be revised or expanded. Advantages. This practice promotes self-awareness and encourages students to question their assumptions. By examining their beliefs, students can expand their understanding and develop a more flexible, open-minded approach to learning and interacting with others. Example 2. Socratic seminars. Teachers organize Socratic seminars where students engage in dialogue about philosophical questions, using the method of asking and answering questions to stimulate critical thinking and illuminate ideas. Advantages. Socratic seminars encourage deep thinking and help students learn how to engage in meaningful discussions. This method teaches them to expand their wisdom by considering multiple perspectives and refining their own viewpoints through dialogue. 3. Engaging with wisdom. Example 1. Role-playing scenarios. Students participate in role-playing activities where they must apply wisdom to resolve conflicts or make decisions in simulated real-life situations. For example, they might act out a scenario where they have to mediate a dispute between two friends or make a tough ethical decision as a leader. Advantages. Role-playing allows students to practice applying wisdom in a controlled environment, helping them build confidence in their decision-making abilities. It also teaches them to consider the emotional and intellectual aspects of a situation, fostering balanced and thoughtful responses. Example 2. Peer mentoring programs. Schools establish peer mentoring programs where older students mentor younger ones, helping them navigate academic and social challenges by sharing their experiences and wisdom. Advantages. Peer mentoring provides students with the opportunity to apply wisdom by guiding others. It also fosters a supportive school culture where students learn from each other's experiences, reinforcing the value of wisdom in building relationships and making positive choices. 4. Regenerating wisdom. Example 1. Mindfulness and meditation practices. Schools integrate mindfulness meditation sessions into the daily routine, encouraging students to practice quieting their minds and focusing on their breath. This allows students to step back from constant mental activity and create space for new insights. Advantages. Mindfulness practices help students regenerate their wisdom by clearing mental clutter and allowing for deeper reflection. This leads to better stress management, improved focus, and the ability to access higher levels of understanding and creativity. Example 2. Nature retreats. Schools organize periodic retreats where students spend time in nature, disconnecting from technology and daily routines, to reflect and regenerate their inner wisdom. Activities could include guided nature walks, journaling, and group discussions around a campfire. Advantages. Nature retreats offer students the chance to reconnect with themselves and the natural world, which is essential for regenerating wisdom. These experiences promote a sense of peace and clarity, helping students return to their studies with renewed energy and insight. By implementing these practices in schools, educators can cultivate wisdom in students, equipping them with the skills and mindset needed to navigate the complexities of life with thoughtfulness, integrity, and insight. These approaches foster a school culture that values reflection, ethical decision-making, and continuous learning, preparing students to be wise and compassionate leaders in their communities. Practical implementation of cultivating wisdom in education. Creating wisdom. Example 1, service learning projects. Students engage in service learning projects that require them to apply wisdom in real-world contexts, such as volunteering at local organizations, organizing community events, or developing solutions to social issues. Advantages. Service learning projects allow students to create wisdom by applying their knowledge and insights to help others. This hands-on experience teaches them the importance of using wisdom to make a positive impact in their communities and reinforces the value of ethical decision-making. Example 2. Ethical decision-making workshops. Schools offer workshops where students are presented with complex ethical dilemmas and must work together to come up with wise solutions. These workshops could involve case studies, role-playing, and group discussions. Advantages. Ethical decision-making workshops help students develop the ability to create wisdom by making thoughtful, informed choices in challenging situations. This practice enhances their moral reasoning skills and prepares them to face difficult decisions with confidence and integrity. 6. Practical application of wisdom. Example 1. Real-world problem-solving assignments. Teachers assign projects where students must apply wisdom to solve real-world problems, such as developing a sustainability plan for the school or creating a proposal for improving community safety. Advantages. These assignments teach students how to apply wisdom in practical, tangible ways. By working on real-world issues, students learn the importance of thoughtful planning, collaboration, and ethical considerations in achieving meaningful outcomes. Example 2. Daily decision reflection. At the end of each school day, students spend a few minutes reflecting on the decisions they made throughout the day and how wisdom influenced those decisions. They can write about what they learned and how they can apply that wisdom in the future. Advantages. Daily reflection on decision-making helps students develop a habit of considering the role of wisdom in their actions. This practice encourages continuous improvement and reinforces the importance of thoughtful, wise choices in everyday life. Reflecting on wisdom. End-of-term wisdom portfolios. Students compile a portfolio at the end of each term, including examples of work where they demonstrated wisdom, reflections on their growth, and goals for how they want to apply wisdom in the future. Advantages. Wisdom portfolios encourage students to take ownership of their personal development by reflecting on how they have applied wisdom in various contexts. This process helps them identify areas for growth and set intentions for continued improvement, fostering a lifelong commitment to cultivating wisdom. Example 2. Wisdom reflection groups. Schools establish small groups where students meet regularly to discuss how they are applying wisdom in their lives. These groups provide a supportive space for sharing experiences, offering feedback, and exploring new ways to cultivate wisdom. Advantages. Reflection groups create a sense of community and accountability among students, helping them stay focused on their personal growth. By sharing their journeys and learning from each other, students deepen their understanding of wisdom and its practical application in daily life. By implementing these practices in schools, Educators can cultivate wisdom in students, equipping them with the skills and mindset needed to navigate the complexities of life with thoughtfulness, integrity, and insight. These approaches foster a school culture that values reflection, ethical decision-making, and continuous learning, preparing students to be wise and compassionate leaders in their communities.